What if there's one habit that can radically change your life? Just one powerful, fundamental shift in your approach that keeps you consistently motivated and productive, without the pressure of chasing goals and outcomes. It might sound too good to be true, but it all comes down to the power of systems thinking. In this video, I will reveal how ditching the goal obsession for building systems can unlock a new you. I had been a big goal setter all my life. Each year, I would set ambitious fitness goals and hit the gym with vigor. However, only a few weeks in, I would lose my motivation and eventually fall back into old habits. To my surprise, instead of losing weight, I would gain a few pounds. This cycle continued every year until the scale hit 200 pounds. That's when it hit me. Whatever I was doing was clearly not working. I needed a new approach, one that didn't rely solely on motivation and willpower. That's when I shifted my focus to a system of building healthy habits. It took me 8 months, but I was finally there. I had lost 50 pounds and was in the best shape of my life. This experience taught me the power of systems thinking and how relying solely on goals is a recipe for disaster. Now, you might be thinking, what's wrong with setting and chasing goals? Let me ask you this. Have you ever let go of your goals and resolutions, even when you were dead serious about achieving them? Why is that? It's probably because of the goal trap. The goal trap is an endless cycle of goal setting and goal chasing that leads to constant pressure and fear of falling short. If unchecked, it also leads you to feel less and less satisfied every time you set or achieve a goal. Fortunately, there is a solution: systems thinking. Systems thinking is a problem-solving approach where you look at your life holistically. It's about how components like your habits, routines, and values work together and influence each other. Setting systems is a powerful alternative to the goal trap, where you shift your focus from the destination to the journey. Are you ready to break free from the goal trap and unlock your full potential? Stick with me, and I'll show you how to build a personalized system that will transform your life. Chapter 1: Values Framework. Imagine a ship setting sail through the Atlantic without a compass. It will likely wander aimlessly and be lost at sea. Similarly, in life, your values serve as your compass, guiding your decisions and actions. As Roy Disney once said, "It is not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are." This chapter digs deep into frameworks that will help you identify your core values, prioritize them, and integrate them into your systems to help you chart a course toward a fulfilling life. Let's explore the first framework in our Values Framework chapter. Framework 1: The Values Ladder. The Values Ladder is a powerful framework that creates a solid base for your system. It helps you visualize your values hierarchy, with the most important ones at the top and the less important ones further down. The top rung represents your core values. These are your non-negotiables that guide your most important decisions. For example, if integrity is your core value, you would refrain from compromising your ethics at every cost. The middle rung represents values that are important to you. Think of these values as the ones that influence your daily choices and overall well-being, but you wouldn't consider them central to your identity. For example, if creativity is one of these values, you would go for artistic expression, but wouldn't prioritize it above your core value like integrity. The lower rung of the ladder represents those values that are still relevant, but carry less weight in your life. For example, while you might value financial security and manage your finances responsibly, it might not be your primary driving force. Nelson Mandela's unwavering commitment to justice and equality, even in the face of imprisonment and adversity, exemplifies core values placed firmly at the top rung. His actions were consistently guided by his beliefs, demonstrating the power of core values to shape a life of purpose. So, how do you build your values ladder? Step 1. Start by brainstorming a list of values that resonate with you. These may be personal values like authenticity, interpersonal values like empathy, or societal values like sustainability. Step 2. Reflect on each value in your list. by asking 3 simple questions. What does this value mean to me? How does this value show up in my life? How would my life be different if I didn't prioritize this value? This exercise helps you gain clarity about your core beliefs and prioritize them in either of the 3 rungs of the ladder. The Values Ladder is a powerful framework that ensures your actions are aligned with your values, thus reducing decision fatigue. Now that you've mapped out your values hierarchy with the Values Ladder, we move to translating them into action using this next framework. Framework 2, the Values Compass. The Values Compass is a visual framework that helps align your actions with your deepest values. It builds on the foundations of the Values Ladder to provide a more dynamic understanding of how your values influence your direction in life. Imagine a compass with different values represented in each of the 4 directions. Which direction is calling to you most? Which of the values resonate most deeply with you? If you're drawn to the north, you're likely a lifelong learner, always seeking new knowledge and challenges. Perhaps you're drawn to the south, finding comfort and stability in tradition, much like Warren Buffett, whose investment philosophy prioritizes long-term value and security. Or maybe the East calls to you with its emphasis on connection and community, similar to Malala Yousafzai, who bravely advocates for education and equality. And for those who resonate with the West, creativity and innovation are your guiding lights, just like your favorite musician who constantly pushes the boundaries of self-expression through music and art. Understanding your values through the frameworks of the Values Compass helps you build a more robust personal system that is aligned with your authentic self. Chapter 2. Prioritization. Frameworks. Imagine you're a chef preparing a gourmet meal. You have a variety of ingredients at your disposal, but you can't use them all at once. You need to prioritize, selecting the key ingredients that will create the most flavorful and satisfying dish. Similarly, in life, you have many tasks and goals that are important. Prioritization is the art of selecting the most important ones and ensuring that you focus your energy on the activities that truly matter. In this chapter, we'll explore 2 powerful prioritization frameworks to do just that. Framework 3, the Eisenhower Matrix. Do you often find yourself overwhelmed by a series of never-ending tasks and goals? Do you often find yourself switching from one urgent task to another without making real progress? That's where the Eisenhower Matrix comes in. Instead of just reacting to this chaos, you can leverage it to create a system for prioritizing and managing your tasks effectively. As Stephen Covey says, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. The Eisenhower Matrix is a powerful tool for task prioritization and time management. It categorizes tasks into 4 quadrants based on their urgency and importance. Quadrant 1, urgent and important. Only the tasks that demand immediate attention should be classified here. Quadrant 2, important but not urgent. These often involve activities like planning, relationship building, and personal development. Quadrant 3, urgent but not important. Classify those tasks here that demand your attention, but don't contribute significantly to your goals or values. They often involve interruptions, emails, or some meetings. Delegate these tasks if possible. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. These are often time-wasting activities, distractions, or busy work. Delete these tasks. Imagine you're a student with a big exam coming up next week. You also have a research paper due next month, have to grab notes for the lecture that you missed, and want to binge-watch the new season of The Night Agent. Here's how the Eisenhower Matrix can help. Quadrant 1, do now. Since the exam is looming, put studying here as it takes priority. Quadrant 2, schedule now. The research paper is important, but is due later in the month. Put that here and block out time next week to work on it. Quadrant 3, delegate. Instead of running around yourself for lecture notes, Ask your friend to grab those for you. Quadrant 4. Delete. The task of binge-watching your favorite show is a leisure activity and will fall here. It can wait until the exam. By prioritizing like this, you can conquer that to-do list and ace that exam without undue stress. Remember, the Eisenhower Matrix helps you create a personalized system for prioritizing your tasks and managing your time effectively. It helps ensure that you're focusing on the tasks that truly matter. But how do you ensure you're focusing on the right activity? Let's explore the next framework. Framework 4, the Pareto Principle. Most of us know it as the 80-20 rule. This framework is about identifying the few actions that generate the majority of the results. It highlights the unequal relationship between inputs and outputs. It suggests that 80% of the results come from 20% of the causes. By incorporating the Pareto principle into your system, you can optimize your efforts and achieve greater results with a small number of actions. This is one of the most versatile frameworks that can be applied to a vast range of scenarios. If you are running a business, identify 20% of the customers that generate 80% of the revenue and start focusing on retaining them. Similarly, if you want to improve your productivity, identify the 20% of the main tasks that contribute to 80% of the results and focus on them first. If you want to declutter your wardrobe, focus on 20% of the clothes that you wear 80% of the time and get rid of the rest. Here are some ways you can apply the Pareto principle in your life. Start by identifying the vital few tasks. Analyze your activities and identify the 20% that generate the most significant results. Then begin prioritizing ruthlessly. Focus your time and energy on those high-impact activities. Next, eliminate or delegate the rest of the 80% tasks that contribute less to your goals. Finally, regularly review your activities and adjust your priorities as needed. Remember, the 80-20 rule can be applied to any area of life where you want to maximize your impact and achieve greater efficiency. It's a reminder that not all actions have equal impact. Just by focusing on the vital few, you can achieve extraordinary results. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The next framework ensures that your system supports a balanced and fulfilling life, instead of just productivity and achievement. Chapter 3. The Wheel of Life. Do you often feel out of balance, like you're excelling in one area of your life while neglecting others? The Wheel of Life can help you gain a holistic perspective and create a more fulfilling existence. It's a visual tool that helps assess your satisfaction in different life areas or domains. These areas are health, career, relationships, finances, personal growth, and more. Each one represents an essential domain of life, contributing to overall well-being. To use the Wheel of Life, rate your satisfaction in each area on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. You can then use it to visualize the areas that are in balance and the ones that may need improvement. This framework lets you set meaningful goals and track your progress by regularly assessing your wheel over a period of time. Let's say you took the Wheel of Life assessment and rated yourself. 8 in career, 7 in finances, 6 in health, 2 in relationships, 6 in personal growth, 8 in fun and recreation, and 4 in spirituality. Looking at the wheel, you now know that your career is thriving, but your relationships and spirituality are suffering. This is an indicator to prioritize these areas for improvement. Take some time to complete the Wheel of Life assessment and identify your areas for improvement. You can find a template in the description below. Since goals and priorities evolve over time, it's important to reassess your satisfaction levels periodically. You may also club this with your annual goal-setting activity. Now that you have a clear understanding of your overall well-being and the areas that need attention, it's time to build habits to drive your progress. Chapter 4. Habit Formation Frameworks. What if I told you that your habits determine your destiny? That the small, seemingly insignificant actions you take each day ultimately shape the course of your life? For years, I struggled with smoking. I had tried to quit many times, relying on willpower and sheer determination, but I always ended up relapsing. It wasn't until I discovered the power of habit formation frameworks that I was finally able to break free from this addiction. Habits are the building blocks of a system. They are the automatic behaviors that can shape your daily actions and determine your life's trajectory. Consciously designing and implementing habits gives you the power to create a system that supports your goals, values, and aspirations. But forming new habits can be challenging. That's where habit formation frameworks come in. In this chapter, we will explore 3 habit formation frameworks that provide structure to understanding and modifying your behavior, making it easier to build habits that stick. To help you master the art of habit formation, let's explore the first framework in this chapter. Framework 5. The habit loop. Aristotle famously said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. I had always wondered how some people effortlessly cultivate and stick to good habits while others struggle. To me, they seemed to be running on autopilot, while I was stuck in manual mode, constantly battling temptation and relying on the fickle thing called willpower. Only when I understood the habit loop did I finally get their secret. The habit loop framework explains the mechanism of habit formation. It was popularized by Charles Duhigg in his book, The Power of Habit. There are 4 key stages to this. Cue. Think of it as the trigger that initiates the habit. The trigger could be a specific time of day, a place, a preceding event, an emotional state, or even a thought. For example, the cue for your morning coffee routine might be the sound of your alarm clock, or the cue for checking your phone might be a feeling of boredom. Craving. This is the desire or anticipation that arises in response to the cue. In the coffee example, the craving might be the feeling of wanting that caffeine kick or the comforting taste of your favorite brew. In the phone example, the craving might be the desire for distraction or the anticipation of seeing something interesting on social media. Response. This is the actual habit or behavior itself. In our examples, it's the act of making and drinking your coffee or checking your phone. Reward. This is the positive reinforcement that strengthens the habit loop. It could be the kick you get from caffeine, the feeling of achievement from starting your day with a predefined routine, the satisfaction of enjoying a delicious beverage, or the dopamine rush from seeing a notification on your phone. Now that you understand these 4 stages, you can leverage them to consciously design new habits or modify existing ones. Here's how I used it to quit smoking in 4 steps. Step 1. Identifying the cue. I realized that my cues were often social situations or feeling stressed. Whenever I was close to smokers, I would have an irresistible urge to smoke. I had a similar strong urge whenever I was stressed with work or just after lunch. For me, identifying these cues was the first step in breaking this habit. Step 2. Modifying the craving. Even though I was quite aware of the negative health consequences of smoking, it was only when I felt the negative social consequence of smoking that the craving became drastically less appealing. I have to thank my wife for that, who made it amply clear that I had just one option: either choose her or choose smoking. Step 3. Changing the response. For me, the only way to quit smoking was to go cold turkey. So, I took a few drastic steps. I stopped buying cigarettes and also stopped hanging out with my smoker colleagues during office breaks. I also picked up intermittent fasting and stopped having lunch, thus eliminating the after-lunch craving. Step 4. Amplify the reward. Every time I resisted the urge for smoking, I silently patted myself on the back. Having constant positive self-talk was critical to my success. I also rewarded myself with healthier habits to reinforce the positive changes I was making. Remember, the habit loop is a key building block in your system for personal growth. You can leverage it to consciously design habits aligning with your values and priorities, thus creating a powerful engine for positive change and sustainable success. But how do you ensure your habits stick? Let's explore the next framework. Framework 6. The Fogg Behavior Model. Ever wondered why some people effortlessly adopt a new habit while others struggle? The Fogg Behavior Framework provides the answer. It is a simple and powerful method for understanding as well as changing behavior. It throws light on why we do what we do. The Fogg Behavior Model states that for a behavior to occur, the following 3 elements must converge at the same moment. Motivation. You must have enough desire or motivation to perform the behavior. Ability. You must have the ability to perform the behavior, and it must be easy enough for you to do. Prompt. You must receive a prompt or a trigger that reminds you to perform the behavior. This could be an external trigger or an internal trigger. This model can be represented by the following formula: B equals M plus A plus P. Let's say you want to start meditating regularly. An effective strategy to inculcate this habit should focus on the right side of the equation. Here's how you can build this habit. Increase your motivation. You can do so by reminding yourself of the benefits of meditation, such as reduced stress and improved focus. You should also figure out a meditation style that fits your lifestyle. Let's say you don't like to sit still. In that case, you can go for movement meditation. Increase your ability. It's important to build your ability to meditate first. So, instead of going for a 30-minute meditation session on day 1, start with short 5-minute meditation sessions, then gradually increase the duration over a period of time. Create your prompt. It's easy to lose track of this new habit that you're trying to create. However, by creating a powerful prompt or trigger to remind you to do so will make the habit stick. You can do so by setting a reminder on your phone or associating meditation with an existing habit, such as brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee. Remember, the Fogg Behavior Model isn't just about changing individual behaviors. It's a powerful framework for designing a system that supports your overall growth and goals. By understanding the interplay of motivation, ability, and prompts, you can create an environment where positive habits flourish and seamlessly integrate into your personalized system for success. By now, you have mastered the habit loop, which explains the mechanism of habit formation, and the Fogg Behavior Model, which provides a framework for understanding and changing behavior. Now, let's move on to the next framework that provides a gentle approach to building new habits. Framework 7. The Tiny Habits Method. The essence of this framework is best described by its creator, B.J. Fogg, who says, "Small changes consistently applied can lead to significant results." This is a powerful framework for building new habits by starting incredibly small. The concept is to make the initial action so easy that it's almost impossible to fail. This reduces the barrier to entry and creates a sense of success that motivates you to continue. Here's how you can apply the Tiny Habits method to build a system of positive change. Choose a tiny habit. The idea is to select a behavior you want to build and make it incredibly small and easy to accomplish. Let's say you're working on improving your fitness and want to incorporate push-ups into your fitness routine. The idea is to start with just 2 push-ups a day, even if you can do more. Anchor this tiny habit to an existing habit of yours. The idea is to attach your tiny habit to an existing routine. This creates a trigger that reminds you to perform the new habit. For example, after I brush my teeth, I will do 2 push-ups. Celebrate your success. This is a crucial step. Every time you finish your tiny habit, celebrate your success. Celebration reinforces the habit loop and makes it more likely that you'll repeat the behavior. Gradually increase the difficulty. Start doing this once your tiny habit becomes automatic. You can also choose to add new habits to your routine. In our example, you can increase your push-ups to 3 the next week, and so on. Remember, the Tiny Habits method is a powerful tool for building a system of positive change, one tiny habit at a time. It is particularly effective for people who struggle with motivation or feel overwhelmed by the prospect of change. Now, the Tiny Habits method helps you get started, But how do you maintain those habits and stay motivated over the long term? Chapter 5. The Accountability Frameworks. Have you ever seen a skyscraper being built? No matter how strong its foundation is, or how solid the framework is, or how reliable the building materials are, it will always crumble if the support beams are weak. That's what accountability is, the support system for your values, priorities, and habits. It keeps you on track by helping you measure your progress and providing the support you need to stay motivated. Framework 8. The Accountability Ladder. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. Would you rather go alone or with a team of experienced climbers who can offer support, guidance, and encouragement? The Accountability Ladder framework helps you understand the options available for building accountability into your system. It outlines different levels of accountability, each with increasing levels of support and challenges. Self-accountability. This is the foundational element of any accountability system. It entails taking ownership of your actions. It also involves setting goals, tracking your progress, and holding yourself accountable for your results. You can leverage tools like habit trackers, journals, and to-do lists to build self-accountability. For example, if you're trying to build a habit of writing daily, you can keep yourself accountable by tracking your daily word count in a journal. Peer accountability. As the name suggests, it involves partnering with a friend, colleague, or family member who shares similar goals to keep each other accountable. You can check in with each other regularly to share your progress and provide mutual support and encouragement. For example, if you and a friend are trying to improve fitness, you might schedule weekly workouts together and encourage each other to stay on track. Group accountability. Here, you join a group or community of like-minded individuals who are working towards similar goals. For example, if you're trying to learn a new language, you can join a language exchange group or an online forum. Coach or mentor accountability. This is most relevant when you are seeking external advice. It involves working with a coach or mentor who can provide guidance, support, and expert advice. It is powerful, as coaches and mentors can help you identify your blind spots while guiding you to overcome challenges and stay focused on your goals. For example, if you're trying to turn pro in tennis, you should look to hire a tennis coach to help you develop your skills and stay accountable. Remember, as you climb the accountability ladder, you increase the level of support and challenge you receive. This improves your likelihood of achieving your goals and staying committed to your system. Now, climbing the accountability ladder helps you build a support system for your goals, but how do you find the right partners and establish a strong foundation for collaboration? Let's explore the next framework. Framework 9. The Accountability Partner Agreement. If the accountability ladder was a map showing you different routes you can take to build accountability in your system, this framework is like choosing a specific route and creating a detailed itinerary for your journey. More specifically, think of it as formally partnering with a trusted companion who offers support while keeping you motivated along the way. It's like a contract that outlines your shared expectations, responsibilities, and commitment to mutual growth. Here are some key elements to include in an accountability partner agreement. Goals. Define your individual goals clearly and how you'll support each other in achieving them. For example, if your goal is to lose weight and your partner wants to write a book, both of you should agree to check in with each other periodically to discuss each other's progress, share strategies and resources, and offer encouragement. Commitments. This element outlines the specific actions and behaviors each partner will commit to in order to support the other. Communication. It is important to establish clear communication channels and frequency of communication. It ensures that both partners are aware of how and when to connect with each other. Feedback. There should be a mutual agreement on how feedback will be provided to each other. Review and revision. This element emphasizes the ongoing nature of the partnership. It provides a process for regular check-ins, allowing partners to review progress, celebrate successes, and revise the agreement as and when needed. Framework 10. The accountability tracker. Peter Drucker famously said, "What gets measured gets managed." As head of operations for a startup, I live by this motto, and in my experience, it's as true in personal life as in business. It's a framework to monitor progress and identify areas for improvement. The key is to have a visual representation of your progress that keeps you motivated and accountable. The benefits of an accountability tracker are that it keeps you focused, as it keeps your goals top of mind. Additionally, the information that you track helps you recognize patterns in your behavior and identify areas where you need to make adjustments. Furthermore, when you visually see your progress, it pumps up your motivation and reinforces positive behavior. Accountability trackers can be a simple notebook or spreadsheet where you track your progress. It can also be a dedicated app like Habitica or Strides. I love using trackers like calendars and sticky notes that track progress visually. Remember, by incorporating an accountability tracker into your system, you create a feedback loop that allows you to monitor your progress, identify areas for improvement, and make adjustments as needed, ensuring that your system remains dynamic and effective. What tools do you currently use to track your progress? Are they effective? Share in the comments. Now that you have a system for tracking your progress and staying accountable, let's explore some powerful frameworks that can help you boost your productivity and achieve your goals more effectively. Chapter 6. Productivity Frameworks. Do you feel like you're juggling a dozen tasks at once while a constant stream of distractions is pulling you in all directions? It's like trying to build a house of cards in a hurricane. It's challenging, frustrating, and ultimately unproductive. Framework 11. The GTD Method. The GTD, Getting Things Done method, is a comprehensive productivity framework for managing tasks and reducing stress. It operates with the belief that the more information you are keeping track of in your mind, the less productive and focused you are. By adding the GTD method into your system, you can create a streamlined workflow that reduces stress, improves focus, and empowers you to achieve your goals with greater clarity and efficiency. Many of us start our new year with lofty goals like getting fitter, learning a new language, or maybe even writing a novel. But as the initial excitement fades, we often get overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks and goals. That's where GTD comes to the rescue. Think of it as a personal assistant for your mind that helps you capture, organize, and prioritize your thoughts, ideas, and responsibilities. It helps clear your mind's overflowing inbox by sorting through the clutter and creating a system for managing your workflow effectively. As David Allen, the creator of this framework, aptly said, "Your mind is for having ideas, not holding them." You can implement the GTD method using a variety of digital and physical tools like note-taking apps, mind mapping software, or a plain physical notebook. There are 5 key steps involved in GTD. Capture. Collect everything that has your attention in a centralized tool of your choice. The key is to get all your tasks, ideas, projects, etc. out of your head and into a trusted external system. Clarify. Once you have everything down, it's time to process each item and determine its meaning and desired outcome. Ask questions like, what is the next actionable step or series of steps? Organize. Now, it's time to organize your dumped information by context, priority, and project. This helps group similar tasks together and prioritize actions effectively. For example, you can categorize tasks by location, such as home or work, by energy level required to finish the task, or by specific resources required to do it. Reflect. Regularly review your system to ensure it's up to date and aligned with your goals and priorities. In general, a weekly review of your projects, a daily review of your to-do list, or a monthly review of your overall goals should do the trick. Engage. It's now time to take action based on your priorities and context. Choose the most appropriate task to work on based on your current situation, energy levels, and available resources. Now, the GTD method helps you manage your tasks effectively, but how do you maintain focus and avoid distractions during those focused work sessions. Let's explore the next framework. Framework 12, the Pomodoro Technique. This framework was created by Francesco Cirillo, who famously said, "The key to being productive is to focus on one task at a time." The Pomodoro Technique is a time management framework that breaks your work into intervals. It's like alternating between periods of intense focus and short breaks, which allows you to work with intention and avoid burnout. Think of it like interval training for your mind. Just as athletes alternate between high-intensity bursts and periods of rest to improve their performance, the Pomodoro Technique helps train your attention span and increase your mental endurance. It is an integral element of my productivity system. Over the years, whenever I felt overwhelmed by tasks or struggled to maintain focus, I found myself relying on this technique to regain focus and achieve desired productivity. Here's how the Pomodoro Technique works. Choose a task. The key is to be clear about what you want to accomplish during the Pomodoro interval. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Use a timer or a Pomodoro timer app to set a 25-minute work interval. This is your Pomodoro. Work with focus. During this Pomodoro, work with complete focus while avoiding any and all unnecessary distractions. This means closing your email and silencing your phone. Take a 5-minute break. At the end of your Pomodoro, step away from your workspace and give your mind a chance to rest. You can repeat this cycle 2 to 4 times, after which you should take a longer break of 20 to 30 minutes. This allows you to fully disengage from your work and recharge your mental batteries. Remember, by incorporating the Pomodoro Technique into your system, you can create a rhythm for your work that enhances focus, productivity, and overall well-being. Keep in mind that the Pomodoro Technique isn't just a standalone productivity hack. It's a valuable tool for strengthening your overall system. Now, the Pomodoro Technique helps you work with focus and intention, but how do you maintain that productivity consistently? The next framework has the answer. Framework 13, the Seinfeld Strategy. Ever start a new habit with great enthusiasm, only to find your motivation fizzling out after a few days? This framework offers a simple yet powerful solution for building consistency and sticking to your goals. It's named after comedian Jerry Seinfeld, who used this strategy to come up with jokes. The idea is to mark an X against each day of the calendar whenever you have successfully completed a habit or task, and do everything possible to not let the chain of X's break. The longer the chain grows, the more motivated you become to maintain it, creating a powerful sense of momentum and accomplishment. The Seinfeld strategy leverages the psychological principle of loss aversion, which says that we are more motivated to avoid losses than to acquire gains. Those visual chains of success create a reluctance to break the chain, which can be a powerful motivator. Let's say your goal this year is to write a novel, and you have figured out that you need to write 1 page every day to achieve this goal. Using this technique, you start marking an X every day you write 1 page. You focus on growing the chain, which will increasingly motivate you to maintain your streak. The Seinfeld strategy is a powerful tool for building consistency, creating momentum, and achieving your goals. Conclusion. So there you have it. 14 frameworks that you can use to build your personalized systems for achieving unprecedented growth and success this year. Ditch the goal obsession and embrace the systems. Now watch this video if you want to start thinking like a strategic genius.